Hey, welcome to the channel. It's Jack with Stronghold Strength and Conditioning. And today, I've got a quick 10-minute mobility routine for that tight low back you're dealing with. But before we get into it, make sure you take a moment and hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on future content like this. Every Saturday, I'm putting out videos showing you how to resolve aches and pains, prevent injuries, and overall optimize your performance inside the gym and outside of it in your daily life and routine. It does not get better than that, so take advantage of it. Ready? Let's go ahead and dive into this one. All right, we're gonna be spending 1 minute in each position here as we move through, and we're starting on our back with our feet as close to the butt as possible here, knees bent, shoulder blades rolled down and back. And we're gonna do some pelvic tilts. So what you wanna do is arch your back as much as you can, pulling your tailbone towards your mid-back and really creating that arch and flexing those tight back muscles for 5 seconds. Then when we release that flex, we actually want to settle in and pull our low back flat to the mat. So we're just transitioning between those two positions, tilting our pelvis into anterior and posterior pelvic tilt here. Arching and contracting, which might feel tight as you're contracting. We want that actually. And then releasing that flex to pull the low back flat to the mat. If you struggle with this at first, take your time, work on that flex in the arch, and then relaxing everything to allow the back to settle flat to the floor when you're pulling the spine, pulling the belly button to the mat. Next, we're gonna be doing some supine hip cars here. So we're gonna stick with one leg at a time. And what you wanna do is keeping the shoulder blades rolled down and back, still using those arms to kind of hold your base. We wanna pull the hip through its full circular range of motion as much as you possibly can, going both directions. So pulling high into flexion, rotating outward, feeling the glutes engaging, and then bringing the leg back in together. Swooping it back out, pulling it open, pulling it high, and then extending back out. We want to feel our muscles controlling that full range of the circle as much as possible in both directions. So it's not a passive thing. We want to actively pull as deep to the range as we can. Go ahead and switch sides, still pulling high, deep range of motion, focusing on as big of a circle at the hip as you can. We want to minimize any rotation here at the pelvis, so we are truly using the hip. You shouldn't feel your body trying to twist to create this movement at all. It is all the hips range of motion happening here. All right, next we're bringing that right leg over the top, left leg extending down. We're gonna put our left hand on our right knee and pull that to the floor, and our right hand is behind our head. What we wanna do is exhale as we pull to open up from that right shoulder, thinking of bringing both shoulder blades flat to the floor and looking away from the leg that's on top. Reach the bottom leg long in this position, as straight as you can keep it the whole time. Really concentrate on your breath here. The exhale will help you rotate. You want to think of almost wringing out a towel, your body being the towel, and you're squeezing that air out as you wring. Good, go ahead and switch sides here. Again, we have our left knee over top, right hand on that left knee, bottom leg extended, left hand behind the head. Call this an open book. So we're pulling our knee in one direction as we open the top of our body to try and get rotation from our torso as much as possible here. Use that breath, exhale as you rotate. Good. From here, we're going to go into a little upward dog position. Squeeze your butt, keep your toes tucked. We want to make sure our pelvis is flexed. We're pushing toward the ground. Hands are under the shoulders. We're keeping the elbows into the ribs, really extending as much as you're able to. Again, using your back muscles to actually pull your body up as much as possible here. Keeping the glutes engaged, keeping the shoulders down and back. Now don't worry if you can't go this high. We're just going to do 3 of these here. Go with whatever height you can get. And then we're going to sit back here into a child's pose now. So now we want to plant our feet here flat top to bottom to the floor and push back so our hips are sitting toward our heels as much as possible. And just let that back settle in here and stretch out a moment. Moving a little bit side to side. You can feel your hips if they're a little tight in this position, and even reaching out to either side as you hold. Good. Next, we're going to bring your right leg out front into a 90-degree angle, left leg to the back opened up in a 90-degree angle, and sit in a 90-90 position here. Now I do have my left hand interlaced fingers with my toes on that front leg, and I'm leaning in assisted here with my right hand on that knee. We want to keep that knee open into the floor as much as possible. Slowly take your time leaning in over that front leg. You'll feel a big stretch at those glutes and the top. You might feel the back leg a little bit, trying to stabilize your pelvis in this position. Just breathe and relax. We're going into a few different reps here, and then we're going to add some rotation. Good. Now take that left hand to the right knee there, and you're going to open up the right arm, reaching toward the ceiling, thinking of squeezing the shoulder blades together each time you reach. Give a few seconds squeeze in the top position through that rotation. Might feel tight. That's okay. If you need to, you can keep that hand on the knee and think of pushing yourself open into that same rotation here. Alright, switching sides, place the right fingers interlaced with the left toes, left hand on the left knee. Again, we're going to start by leaning over 90 degrees at both legs here, and then coming back up tall, extending back out from that position. Feel the stretch, breathe in the position, engage the glutes a little bit as you need to, and then relax the glutes as you come out of that stretch. Alright, and lastly, we're going to bring that right hand over to the left knee and rotate once again, squeezing the shoulder blades together, reaching for the ceiling, giving a tight squeeze, opening up as much as you possibly can. If this side is the tighter side for you, just remember you can plant that hand on the knee and help pry yourself open. All right, and there you have it. A quick and simple 10-minute mobility routine to help you loosen up that tight low back. And you should feel like you've already got restored range of motion and relief from that tightness. If you like this video, make sure you let me know by clicking that big thumbs up down below. And take a minute to share this one with a friend who does a lot of sitting, driving, or simply is always talking about how stiff and tight their low back is after their squat session. They'll thank you for it. If you're somebody who struggles with training aches or injuries and reoccurring stiffness or chronic stiffness, and you want to improve the way that your body moves and feels in the next 90 days or less, what I need you to do right now is drop down below in the description to fill out my coaching application for my muscle and mobility program. We'll see if you're a good fit and we'll get you moving in the right direction. Drop down there, fill out that application. And last but not least, if you have not already, make sure you take a moment and hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on future content like this. Every Saturday, I'm putting out videos showing you how to resolve aches and pains, prevent injuries, and overall optimize your performance inside the gym and outside of it in your daily life and routine. Welcome to the Stronghold Army. See you next week.